So today we continue on in 1 Thessalonians. We're going to be looking at verses 4 through 7, particularly looking at verse 5. And I've entitled today's, Does Your Walk Match Your Talk? Because Paul said, well, you were chosen by God, as he's talking to the Thessalonians. Well, that kind of sounds like God just said beforehand, okay, I'm going to choose you. But that's not the case, because then he says why God chose the Thessalonians. In verse 5, he says, because the gospel came to you not only in word, but also in power with great conviction. And then he says, for we lived a life in front of you that was an example. That's kind of convicting for you and I. Because as we seek to win others to Christ, and remember, that's our purpose here. That's why we're here. As we seek to win others, they look at not only the talk that we give them, but they look at the life that we live in front of them. Does your talk or walk match the talk that you give? I heard someone say one time, we like to preach cream and live skim milk. What that means is we preach a Jesus way up here, and we preach a life way up here. And then sometimes we don't worry about how our life matches up. So my challenge for you today is, as you live your life, realize people look at what you say and what you do when you're not telling them about Christ. And that speaks volumes as to whether or not you're going to be able to be effective in leading them to Christ. Let me just go ahead and be transparent on this one. I love to, not love to, that's probably the wrong way to put it, but I like to complain. And I have to watch myself around my unbelieving coworkers. I'm in just a hot mess at where I work, and that's fine. But you know what? It's not taking God by surprise. And if I'm not careful about how I live and how I talk in front of my coworkers, then it shows poorly on Christ, not on me. If I want to win them, I've got to be above all that and go, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Just keep on going and keep my tongue to myself. And maybe you too can find something in your life. You say, you know, if I'm going to be successful in winning others to Christ, there's got to be some cleanup in my life. So examine yourself and say, what is it in my life that needs to go? It needs to be different if I'm going to win others to Christ. Want to read the whole devotional? Go to the link at the bottom of the page. And we'll see you tomorrow.